One, two. Hello and welcome to the program. This is EKTA and we're in episode number 6, if I'm not mistaken. And today we'll be looking at love and tradition. I tell you, I have a lot to say about that, but I'm going to try to make it very, very brief. Now, for my audience, you need to understand the nature of our commitment to the Lord. While we're having a very nice program like this, I got a call from one of our brothers. He's in the ICU, so I may get a call. Excuse me. I may get a call in the middle of the program, so please don't feel embarrassed, and it will be like a digression, but I have to pick that call. I have to pick that call and pray for the brother. It will be like a little digression if the call comes during the program. This is EKTA. Episode number 6. Amazing. Love and tradition. What do we have to say about this? Have you ever wondered why in every nation and every land, every one of us can understand love? We understand it. We don't need someone to tell us, oh, see, this girl loves you. Don't you understand? If that's the case, it may be a crafty love, someone trying to make you to love someone. If someone loves you, it's easy to understand. Now we're talking about marriage, not just relationships. Even though relationship is important in the program EKTA today, but we're emphasizing in marriage. See, before marriage, you can have your rules about love. No, I cannot hold the hand, I cannot hug, I cannot kiss, I cannot feed the food. You can have all your lists, I cannot sleep late. I cannot sleep early. So many things you may have, And I'm a man, so they need to understand. I'm provider of the family. So she needs to understand that I love her. I don't need to be talking like this. See, we are old. Our age has. Love does not grow old. The other day I was going through my mobile and I saw in one of the social networks an old papa. He was carved. I would like to play it for you maybe in the next program. An old papa, he was carved like this and he was holding his walking stick, okay? And some good Samaritan was filming this couple from somewhere in the 5th or the 10th floor. I'm not sure what floor that was, but it was a good mobile. So he or she zoomed into that old fella. And that old fella was bent like this. Okay? And he had his walking stick. Please listen to me. I've never seen this all my life. And he had this walking stick with him. And he had this old lady on the swing. Apparently, it looks like his lover, his precious wife. That's the only way I could, because there were no inscription in the video. This is Uncle James. This is the wife. So there was no inscription. We need to just understand the video. There's this old woman, apparently looking as old as he, okay? And he was carved this way. And he would push. I love what I saw. No wonder that fellow took the video from his floor, wherever it was worth taking. And it's worth talking about in this program. And this old fellow, he'll take the walking stick and he'll push with the walking stick because he had no strength, I think, obviously, all right? He pushes it with the walking stick and puts the walking stick down and waits for it to come back. And while it's going, he takes the walking stick again and pushes it and put it down. Now, I want to ask you, do you have a walking stick? The answer is no. Are you carved? The answer is no. If you do, you can still love. No, you don't understand. Pastor, I am not Nigerian. I am not a foreigner. Okay. Anyway, you are foreigner to me, I am foreigner to you. Jesus is foreigner to both of us. But he gave us a kingdom life. He gave us a solution for a blissful marital life. So we don't have any, you cannot say, well, I don't like all these holding hands, Pastor. Even in college, I hated it. I didn't like it at all these guys do. I don't like it. And then my husband, Pastor, he's telling me he wants to hold my hand. I said, I don't like all those things. When I got married, one of the first things God taught me was the size of love. The size of love will reduce you. You didn't hear me. The size of love will reduce you. If the size of love haven't reduced you, then you are not conforming to love. You are not condescending to love. You are not reducing yourself to love. When I first got married, the very first month, actually before I got married, when I visited my wife in her room, and she brought out books, okay, one of the book changed my life. I didn't read it. There are certain way your heart will be. Before you read a book, the book will minister to you. Keep that kind of a heart. It will make you an amazing man, an amazing woman. The book was titled Reduce Yourself to Love by the renowned preacher Joyce Meyer. And that statement moved through my being. Reduce yourself to love. I was thinking, love reduces us. Until you come to the realization that love reduces you from this, your ego, There's no, you're a man, I'm the man. My wife should understand I'm the man. So if you are the man, who is a man? A man is the one who knows the will of God and is functioning with the will of God. That's a man. A man is not a male. That is the gender side of a man. A real man is one who knows the will of God and functioning with it. Not the one who, like Adam, okay? And when Eve say eat, Adam said, say eat, and he ate it. Looking at Eve's eyes, he ate it. He knows the will of God. He heard what the serpent said, but ate what the wife gave. That's not a man. That's a male human. Don't be a male human. Love versus traditions. I would want to put it that way so it doesn't sound offensive. Love and traditions. I respect traditions. Understand, in this program, I bring my experience to you. I experience bliss in marriage, and I just simply want to share it. If you do, you will share it. You will want to share it with everyone. Now, I had a clash with my wife the very first month, if I'm not mistaken. If she was here, she's going to speak better. The very first month, I had a clash with my wife. What was the clash? The tradition in India, I don't understand that. See, I grew up in a place, if we don't feel like eating, we say, I don't want to eat. If we do not like to see you, we say, why did you come? We don't say, thank you, uncle. Thank you for coming, uncle. Thank you, auntie. No, we don't speak like that. We do respect. Oh, we respect a lot. But we are frank and we are pop and plain. We don't put, different masks, So what happened was, myself and my wife, we came with my relatives, with my in-laws. We came from some outing we went, okay? Everyone was just walked up, And we came into my house, a house where was rented for us. We came in, and I went straight into the room to change. When I went into the room to change, my wife came somewhere between the time I was about to change, abruptly, and she said, honey, my family is going. Can we just see them off? I said with all my heart, like wherever I live, and I said with all my heart, honey, let them wait if they can, or let them carry on, let them go. I'm just changing. Okay, the Raja of the family, the man. Now, I wasn't thinking like that, okay, like some of you do. I wasn't thinking like that. I was thinking, I'm a man, I'm a man. I was thinking like that, okay? But there was this tradition. See, tradition now, okay? Tradition wants to clash. There was this tradition in me that, feels like, come on, if your family wants to go, let them go, okay? I'll catch up with them later. This is not college, it's not colleagues. These are your in-laws, and they have some expectations. I didn't know that. My wife was somewhat, come on, it's just gonna take just some few minutes, honey. Let's just send them off, and then you can do whatever you want to do. You want to take your bath, you want to go to jacuzzi, whatever. You just she didn't say that, okay, but she meant, let's just send them. I said, that's it. That's it. If they want to wait, let them wait. If they want to go, let them go. But I'll see to that. You can send them. And I didn't know that was so embarrassing in the tradition, okay, here, because I felt I was changing. If they have to wait, let them wait. If they want to move on, let them move on. I would just change and join. But she said, why don't you just come? That was all. That was our clash. And she felt so sad. She felt why I could not understand. I felt why she could not understand me. I'm changing my clothes. I don't know what clothes was that. Was it strings made of diamonds? I don't know what it is. I'm changing my clothes. And thank God for the wisdom of God. Now you who are married, listen to me. You who are married, you're disagreeing and you're not agreeing in any point. That is not a biblical disagreement. A biblical disagreement, after your disagreement, you have to agree as husband and wife. Otherwise, it's heading towards the rock, like Titanic ship. It will break and sink. We have disagreed, yes. Now, she's down, she's crying, she's feeling somewhat. And I felt, my wife cry? You need to understand. My sisters, they gave me bath with words, okay, of appreciation. I was baptized. They say, oh, the person who will marry Edmund, oh. So here is my wife crying. When I see the baptism of words of my sister and see what is happening, I thought something is wrong with these Edmonds. And I had to pacify and talk. Come on, don't cry. What's it? And above all, I never see that in my life. Someone hitting the forehead like this. I thought, what's happening? Why is she hitting her forehead? Now I've become an Indian. I know what it is. Okay, so while she was doing that, I thought, come on, whatever. And then finally we came into talking, and I love what she said. You need to understand, among the couple, someone has to lie low. If two of you are this thing, tradition will mess you up. Someone has to lie low. And she said to me, I'm trying to understand you. And whatever you want me to do, just tell me, I will do it. That sublimed all the arguments. It just sublimed. It evaporated. It went into the air like gas. And there we are, apologizing to one another. For you, you may think, come on, Pastor, that's just a small problem. My wife shoot gun over my head. Okay? She shoots a gun over my head of silly issues. And we never come to a conclusion, or we never come to agreement. Okay? Now, why two of you are watching this program, you need to understand you're married not to fight. First of all, you're married to live with one another forever. And if you are fighting and there is nobody is lying low. This one is saying, I am spiritual. That one is saying, I am not spiritual, so what? Okay, so spiritualism is separating the family. This one is saying that I am qualified. The other one is saying I am not qualified. Qualification is steering the family. This one is saying you don't understand any tradition at all. You have to go back to your mother's house. This one is saying do you understand tradition? If you understand tradition, won't you respect my parents? Tradition is tearing your home apart. I believe strongly one of the reasons the Lord sent me here is to show to people and to his people that marriage is more than same caste. Marriage is more than same language. You just have to have the same purpose. You just have to have the same future. And everything would synchronize. And so we came and I apologized, and she as well, she apologized. Now, amazing how we apologize to one another. Now, when I'm apologizing, you need to understand this, okay? My wife knows this. When I'm apologizing, I'm not just trying to make peace. I saw my wrong. I accepted my wrong. And it did not repeat again. Now, if it repeats again, I know my wife won't tear me into pieces like some of you. If your husband repeats something, you are ready to shoot double barrel. You're ready with the Sanhedrin. I don't know, the judge to judge your husband. But she didn't judge me, so you have to learn. Okay? But it didn't repeat itself again. I was willing to work my marriage. See, when you're around EKTA page, you go around it, okay, and see the updates we have in the text pictures. There was one I said, heavenly ordained marriages are walked on the earth. Heavenly confirmed marriages are walked on the earth. I can tell you this, when I got saved, I was double saved. I don't mean I backslided and came back. By the grace of God, nothing like that. I never backslided, okay? But what I meant was raised to the concentration too. I was a Pentecostal raised to the second degree. I was so Pentecostal that I was so Pentecostal. I need another program to tell you about how my Pentecostalism would have destroyed my marriage. How my spiritual claim would have destroyed my marriage. God wants husbands to dwell with their wives with understanding, not with qualification and rights. It's my right. Go and cook. Okay. When she brings her right, I hope you will be wearing helmets, because whatever you say to your wife is a seed. This is a Rhema word. If I were you, I'd write it down. I would write it and print it. Whatever you say to your spouse is a seed. Especially husbands who speak to their wives. Because they are the head of their wives, you know what I'm saying? Brothers, hello. When you speak to your wife with disrespect, you remember the scripture says, good measures, pressed down, shaken together, running over, she'll bring it back. So, the way you speak to your wife matters. The way you speak to your spouse matters, especially husbands, because husbands are head of their wives. See? So, we came into agreement and we apologized to one another. For you, you may think, what is there, Pastor? That is small. It's not small. For the journey where we're going, it's not small. We can't afford to have a disagreement for 5 minutes. The devil will cut us into 1,000 pieces when we do. You can't be casting out devils, setting people free, praying for the sick, and then you want to disagree with your wife for 5 minutes. Try it. Oh, sorry, don't try it. Okay, because it's terrible. You can't be ministering, healing, and doing all offensive stuff, and in the forefront, believing God, and you want to disagree with your wife. That's serious. Or disagree with your spouse. That's serious. You better choose. You better choose either to be in the floor member of the church or you want to be in the forefront, you must be there with the wisdom of God, and you want to stand for your family, not tear your family down for this reason, for that reason, for this reason, for that reason. Whatever the reason is. The other day, I was telling a couple, to tear down is very fast. To build takes a lot of effort. To tear down is very fast. I don't want again. I don't want, in where I grew up, they say, I don't want to do. You know, the other time they say, I do. Do you do, Sister Sissy? I do, Pastor. Do you do, Brother Boo Boo? I do. So, Brother Boo Boo and Sister Sissy, they do, okay? Now you say, I don't want to do anymore. I don't want to do. Finish. No. No. Love and traditions. See, you cannot say, well, my village, we don't give flowers, okay? Now, let me tell you about myself. I always like to bring myself in this program. I do not remember giving any woman flower. I don't remember. Okay? Now, when you come here, flowers are the order of the day. I mean, beautiful flowers. And if you want to go into the international interpretation of flowers, different colors has different modes and has different interpretation. Okay, so I didn't know about flowers. Flowers wasn't my tradition. Okay. Cards were my tradition. I need to tell you this. Cards is not most of the tradition here. Flowers is, not cards. Card paper. They say it. Instead of wasting your money to go buy the paper. And so my tradition was cards. Greeting cards, if you don't know. Love cards for my wife, you know. Especially for you. I love you. I'll always love you. You know, expressing myself through my cards, so, you know. My wife is not the card person. Why? Because that's a tradition. See? That tradition in the sense, that's how she grew up. If she was here, she would have spoken. I never received a card, or maybe once in a lifetime I received a card. Boy, I received lots of cards. So see, different lifestyles. Now, we're talking about two different nations. Now, yours may be two different clans. Yours may be two different families, two different languages. Okay, whatever it is, the husband and the wife needs to use tradition to help their marriage, not to tear down their marriage. No. See, in your tradition, it's not like this. In my tradition, it's like this. You don't need all those things. I knew my wife was not the card tradition. I gave her a few cards, and when I gave her a few cards, I figured out that she loved her husband, and she loved the cards. She still kept those cards. Maybe in one of the programs I'll bring those cards, one of the old cards. You would laugh when you see some of them. Okay, she kept them, showing you the value she has for them, but it is not her tradition. But she values it. So I stopped giving cards. I now swapped to some nice surprises. We'll go to your parents' place. We'll be there for a while. I'll get you a sari or so. You know, some of you who are watching from outside India, sari is the traditional beautiful dress, okay? Outfit of the Indian woman. It is beautiful. Okay? So that's sari. Okay? Sari, for those who are international. Yes, sari. You're good. That's it. It's beautiful dress. Beautiful. I got for my mother. I got for my sisters. They loved it. Anyway, so I'll get a few, you know. Just maybe a handful I've gotten for 16 years marriage. Please don't tell how. A handful, not so much. But the point here is this. It's not about sari, not about flowers, not about cards. The point here is we made tradition to work for us. We did not allow tradition to tear us down. Don't allow tradition to tear you down. Say, for what? Kiss my wife for what? We have 5 children. We have to send the children to college. For what are you kissing? Am I a small boy? You have to reduce yourself to love. Pastor, that time has passed now. Pastor, that is honeymoon, they said now. Do we have to do all those things again? We have to be serving the Lord now. We have to be bringing the children up in the way of the Lord. Of course you bring the children up in the way of the Lord. But I can tell you whispers in your wife's heart that you are not hearing. She wants you to hold her. She wants you to express yourself to her. She wants you to hold her hands. She wants you to walk with her in the park and tell her how you love her. Pastor, this is very hard. It is, but it is possible. It is, but it is possible. She wants you to express her love to her. Women are that way. Now, there may be a very strange few that don't like that, okay? But yet, deep inside your heart, they want to be valued. They want to be loved. Don't let your tradition keep you in 2 different boxes, because all husbands and wives did not come from the same family, so their traditions will be different. Change to fit into your husband's tradition. So long as it is not something that does not please God, that is worshipping idols or something, okay? So long as it's not that, you have to change into your husband's tradition. And your husband has to change into your tradition, so 2 of you meet in the place called one flesh. EKTA. So if you have any other question, I would want you to send it to the email ID office@owhorode.org. So hopefully I didn't get any call. Yes, I didn't get any call. I'll be leaving in a moment. office@owhorode.org, and we'll get that. Or you can use support@tanradio.net as well, and we'll be able to get that. Your questions, if you send it and we didn't receive it, it could be that our email box is filled. Like recently I got to know the email box is filled, so I'll have to increase the quota of the email box. So thank you for being part of the program. The last word, you meet in the place of oneness, okay? You don't do this one separately, do this one separately. You can enjoy your life. You can continue to live like this. You can continue to live like this. The life is beautiful that God has planned for both of you. Reduce this I don't know what you call it. Okay, reduce it to the size of love. And love your husband. Love your wife. All this name of spiritual, I am very, please, let your life be better. God bless you. This is Edmonds Owhorode saying, I'll see you next week, or I'll see you in our next episode. And you can put your comment that you're watching. And Jesus is Lord.